Um, Hello, folk. I am not really sure if we have friends awaiting. Somehow the video terminated while we were still doing our Zoom chat, and I am actually just going to continue. Excuse me for a minute. Hey, please call later. Busy. Yeah, please excuse that. So I am actually just going to do a formal run through with respect to our agenda and our plan for today. And it will constitute a second part of today's effort. And I'm going to do it very quickly because some of our folk will already know much about our history with respect to the Circle of All Nations and Grandfather William Commander's work. And so this today was our special March 21st Spring Equinox event. And we commenced with a prayer which we hoped everybody joined their own heads together with respect to the geocosmic reality that the equinox, this day of equal uh, day and night, signifies to us. And it's one of the important motional processes of the earth, the sun, the cosmic world, and it has profound implications for life, for growth, for spawning, for seeding, the cycles of the moon, and it's that energy of life that we honor today. Our Circle of All Nations prayer or Jigwanang prayer captures some of our key thoughts about the energies of Mother Earth and the cosmic world that guide us in all our actions. And today we actually were moving our focus on a shared vision for a better world for all in the presentations that we formally shared today. And here we were acknowledging the Equinox, World Water Day, the United Nations Day for the this month. And we started off talking a little bit about the water pumps in the desert villages, interfaith bridge building, the beyond gender violence, the friendship with the Circle of All Nations, the work and the linkages with Farhan Waliat, philanthropist, banker from Pakistan. And I have a video that I created with him earlier today that I shall show at the end of this session. He was unfortunately not able to join us as the keynote speaker today because he has now been diagnosed with COVID. So we send a prayer out for his health and his healing. A very, very passionately concerned young man who I just met in the past few months, who I see is doing really, really wonderful things to bring a human face and presence to so many critically important issues of our day. We also then had, later in our program, Dr. Gracela Janowski, who talked about peace, indigenous and international perspectives, president and CEO of FANCIEV, Fundación Argentina a la Naciones Camino a la Verde, and also the regional coordinator for the Americas, and the Global Executive Committee of NGOs, the United Nations, the program project Alesia strategy, and FANCIEV's Build University of Buenos Aires and the United Nations. So she takes some of the thinking of the global bodies to our gathering, the United Nations, and the ECOSOC community that's also been engaged in inspiring our thinking. The brings us to realize the importance of the United Nations social development goals, our social relationship priorities, also the excuse me. Hello. Romola, I you text your colleague's landline by accident. Sorry, bye. I can't talk now. So sorry, I can't talk to folk right now. Let me just get back to my agenda. So we had uh, um, chats with Jackie Minar and Sarifa Mullah Nernes, uh, former South Africans who brought the the energies of the growing movement towards a racial harmonized society forward to us in their stories of pain and their stories of hope. Emmeline Saylor um, made a presentation for us on reproductive justice viewed via environmental lens, and it will be part of the Zoom presentation, the formal presentation. Um, Andrew added some comments, and and so did other participants in the Zoom meeting to that formal part of the agenda. But then I want to point also to the fact that we're acknowledging International Women's Day and remembering two very special Circle of All Nations elders. Um, one being Anne Pennington Mayer, who always reminded us about the honor of the crown, and also Abuela Margarita, who always reminded us that we were children of the cosmic world. And I shall later be organizing some commemorative infographics on these two important women who've been so much a part of our Circle of Four Nations work and energy for so many years. We've lost many, many special elders actually since the advance of COVID, not necessarily because of COVID, but and then I suppose most of them were men. But because of International Women's Day, I wanted to especially bring their energies to join our efforts. Um, we are going to finish with a peace song by Patrice Dauphin, and I shall be playing it to you when I'm finished with this presentation. And and I acknowledged earlier that this is the 75th birthday of his mother, Monique Dauphin, who came to Canada as a refugee from Haiti, oh gosh, decades ago. And, um, and you know, we note how the Haitian community still struggles to find its home, finds its grounding in Canada 50 years later. And her particular family found home at the gatherings of grandfather William Commanda. And so we're very grateful that Patrice has wanted to share both his song and his art with us. And here's a beautiful image that he's shared, and we won't have a chance to talk more about it, but it's part of his amazing work in her Art for Aid initiative, where she collects art supplies and gets them sent off to First Nations communities all over the place and inspires in the young people the spirit of art and creativity. And together with that, of course, generate the energies of autonomy and self-control, um, belief in the potential of life, creative thread. So thank you, Colleen, for you met grandfather many years ago, and thank you for sharing that painting with us. Yes, he loved his cowboy hat. And here we go. This is a painting somebody else shared actually directly with me. Naitha Saw Eagles uh, is an amazing artist who uh, puts to images, to our art images, such intriguing emotions and and conceptualizes important things that are happening to us in life through her art and painting. And there you'll see her website. Um, I'm wanting to acknowledge also that we'll be soon sharing another animating a circle of approach to coaching practice. And this is something I did with the Janet and Lydia and Paolo, and you'll see them in the documentary soon to be shared. There, you know, folk, I talk our Circle of All Nations medicine wheel, the first two iterations of the medicine wheel. And, you know, as I did it, I realized just how profoundly that tool has inspired all our work. And I'd, you know, invite you to check it out. You might understand even more deeply for our coaching experience of March 4th. And then, of course, tidbits about Grandfather William Commander, the Indigenous Elder, the Wampum Belt Carrier, the Honorary PhD, the Officer of the Order. About him lots. Go through any of our videos of the last, uh, well, really since May 2020, when we acknowledged and celebrated 20 years since the commencement of the first Circle of All Nations peace event.